to the Mason and Associates YouTube channel. I'm John Mason, president and financial planner at Mason and Associates. In this episode, we're continuing Avoid the Common Financial Planning Mistakes Made by Federal Employees. If you haven't watched the first two episodes in the playlist, please make sure you go back and do those. Here's what you missed. As a federal employee, you are very special, and you're part of a minority in the United States of America that still has access to a defined benefit pension. And folks, that sets you apart. Your financial plan is so different than people who do not have a pension. And further, it's even different than those who have a pension but have pensions that are not cost of living adjusted. So federal employees, it's rare. You are different. Your largest asset is your federal employee pension 9 times out of 10. So avoid the common financial planning mistakes made by federal employees, episode 3. What we want to talk about here is the general misconception or fundamental misunderstanding of what financial planning is. So as we think about preparing for retirement, the water cooler financial planners, the people you hear on TV, and maybe other YouTube channels for that matter, talk about financial planning like it's investment planning. Folks, financial planning and investment planning are not synonymous. Investments are a useful tool. To have a good financial plan, you have to have investments, but that's not where the value of a financial plan kicks in. So I think the big misunderstanding and the big mistakes that we've seen with federal employees over the years is thinking that financial planning and investment planning are synonymous. When we learn and we think about a financial plan and what it takes to make it work, there are so many areas in a financial plan. For instance, we have education planning, retirement planning, Social Security and Medicare decisions. We have our 30 and 40 and 50-year tax plans, not to mention our annual tax planning that we need to do. We have so many different areas that we need to cover. Insurance, whether it be long-term care, disability, life insurance. Investments are a part of that, and investments are a necessary part of many of those decisions, such as how are we going to afford college or retirement income? Well, we need investments 9 times out of 10 to get those done. But what we need to focus on here is the mistake is one, misunderstanding what financial planning is. So financial planning is not insurance sales and it's not investment sales. It's a holistic view of all of those things we've talked about and more, and knowing that you have an advocate on your side that can help you through things that maybe you only go through 1 or 2 times in your life. We've been through these hundreds, if not thousands of times. So that's mistake number 1. Mistake number 2 is working with somebody who's focusing on the wrong things, focusing on only your investments or focusing on one piece of the plan, but not looking at the entire picture. That is a huge mistake because the base of your financial plan, fundamentally, we cannot give advice in your tax plan, whether it's better to do pre-tax or Roth TSP, whether you can retire or not retire, or how much insurance you need, if we don't have a fundamental understanding of those federal employee retirement system benefits. So advising in all aspects of financial planning without understanding the base is a recipe for disaster. So another mistake would be working with an advisor who doesn't understand how lucrative and special your benefits are. Further, if you're working with somebody like that, or maybe you in general, if you're a DIY, are you focused on the wrong things? Let me give you an example. I put together a bookshelf this past weekend, and I promise you, I am a better financial planner than I am a bookshelf put together person. So I put together the bookshelf. I was trying to do it with my son as a father-son bonding activity. I'm notorious for not understanding 3D diagrams, and I'm really trying my best. I'm trying to say, okay, this board here, this board there, and I'm like laser focused on 2 holes that connect each piece to the next piece. And I'm laser focused on that. And I put this thing together like a champ, piece by piece by piece. And every 2 holes that I was concerned about, I made sure they were lined up and I made sure it fit perfectly. Well, then I get to the back page and it's like, put this piece on top of everything you just did. And what I didn't realize is that on each individual piece I put together, there were also 2 holes that were supposed to be pointing up that this other piece would then come straight down on top of. So because I was focused on half the things or not all of the things and not the right things, I had to dismantle the entire bookshelf and start from scratch. So the other mistake in this episode is working with a financial planner who is focusing on the wrong things or not focusing on all the things, because if we're not looking at the entire picture, we're probably not giving advice that's going to maximize your financial plan into your future. Folks, remember, things are what they seem at Mason & Associates. We're here to support, empower, educate, and motivate you to make changes in your financial plan. Now, we do need to start saying this. We are not your financial planners on YouTube, so our goal is to educate, empower, and motivate, but none of this can be construed as investment or financial planning or tax planning advice, and we encourage you to seek the help of one or more professional advisors before acting on any contents that you may see on this episode or other episodes on our podcast or our YouTube channel. Thank you for tuning in. Please do all the things for us. Like, subscribe, hit that bell notification, and we'll see you next time. We're Mason & Associates, masonllc.net.